A good weekend. Um, yeah, I just thought I'd quickly come on because I've had a little bit of a thought over the weekend. I had a phone call last Tuesday to look at a couple of mobile phone shops. One was quite local to me, Winchester, and the other one was in Gosport. And as I was in Winchester on Friday, I thought I'd pop in and have a look at the shop. So went there, priced the job, and sent the quote off. Tried to contact the bloke a couple of times on Friday afternoon just to let him know I'd sent the quote, but no, nothing. And then I thought, well, I've got really what I wanted to see was, if I was in the right ballpark with my price before I shot off to Gosport to do the other one because I thought Gosport was a little bit closer to me than it was. It is like 55 minutes there, uh, and about 30 miles. So, it was quite a trek. Anyway, so after trying to call him a couple of times Friday afternoon, no response. So I thought I'd WhatsApp him Saturday morning, just explaining, was the Winchester shop within his budget? Uh, Again, no response. So I thought, well, I'm not going all the way to Gosport to, on the off chance that both prices are going to be too expensive. And then this is the crux of my quick live. I started thinking, how much is it costing me to actually go and quote jobs? So, me being me, put a little spreadsheet together. Let me share the screen. I'll show you what I've put together. I've not done this before, so it may let me see. Right, so this is what it cost me to go and look at the Winchester job because I was in Winchester already. So let's have a look. This is on another screen, so that's why I'm looking sideways because it's over here. So put this little spreadsheet together. That's what we charge a day. That was like 7 hours is the working hours we have in a day. So then that will calculate the hourly rate plus the minute rate. As I was already in Winchester doing a little making good job from that job, which had already been paid for by the customer, to the shop was 4 miles. Took me about 5 minutes to get there. Wasn't that far. The average time I'm in an appointment is about 30 minutes. And then when I get home, it takes me about 30 minutes to put a quote together. Around here, you'll get a litre of diesel for 137. In my van, I get about 44 miles to the gallon. Citroen Berlingo, really good. Didn't have any parking. So when you add everything up over here, so the price of the fuel, wear and tear on the van, which you have to take into account, travel time, appointment time, and estimated time, that little nip round the corner has cost me £54, 55 quid really. So my free quote has cost me that to go and do, which you think, well, yeah, okay, you take a chance. That's a chance you take when you go out quoting jobs. However, when I then let me stop sharing, and then let me share this with you. This is a little bit more shocking. So bear with me. Right, I'm going to fill this one out with you as we go. So this is if I've gone the gospel. This is the sort of money we're looking at. So miles to the job was 30. Travel time. Bear in mind, if you go on Google Maps, put in your postcode and put in the postcode of the address you're going to, it'll give you the miles. So the miles were about. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Travel time. It will tell you the travel time to the job. So I've got the 30 miles from Google Maps. And also, the travel time there was 55 minutes. Again, average time in an appointment for me is sort of like 30, 45 minutes. Let's be generous and say 30 minutes. And again, time to create a quote is about 30 minutes. Same again, 137 a litre for diesel, 44, and let's say that I didn't have to have any parking. So that little journey on a Saturday morning would have cost me 150 quid. So people might think, well, you've got to take your chance. But the way things are nowadays, the cost of living and everything else, that is quite an investment on somebody that didn't seem very willing to talk to me or take my calls or answer a WhatsApp. You know, you get these customers that are really willing to talk to you, but they can't talk to you enough before they get the price. And that was the other thing with the software I use for my quotes. I sent the quote to him at 5 to 1 on Friday afternoon. He'd opened it and read it at 1:10 past. So again, and then I tried to phone him I phoned him about 1 to tell him that I sent the quote. Phoned him at 2, and I think I tried him at half 3, and no response. So again, and then I thought, well, then I sent the WhatsApp Saturday morning and no response. So I was really sort of unwilling to invest, get on for another 150 quid to go and sort of on the off chance of maybe getting this job. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, it's, do you really need to? You got to be in it to win it and all that. But things are getting tight. I mean, I saw, what did I see the other day? 10 litres of Weather Shield, £100. If you can, I think I've definitely become a lot pickier about the customers I go and see and the money that I'm willing to invest. And even on my website, I've started to charge. If people want a same day quote, then there's a charge. And I've offered Zoom meetings for quoting just to get a rough idea. There's a price for that as well. And I'll still offer those like traditional go out and see people. But yeah, I think that spreadsheet just sort of makes you realize the sort of money you're investing in yourself on a job. Now, maybe it would be worth to keep the prices down, to tie in to go and look at a job where you're working in that area, maybe to save you a bit of money. But I think it's just these little things that you've got to pay attention to that actually make you start running your paint and decorating job as a business, and you start thinking more business like, and you get a business mindset. Now you might think I'm absolutely mad and none of this is making any sense. However, it does make sense to me, and I think we just need to be aware of where our costs go, because before we know it, they can really run away with you. You know, over 2 jobs there, I would have invested £200 on what to me looks like a pointless exercise. Maybe, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit rude that I sent a quote, tried to call him. There's no excuse not to answer a WhatsApp. So saying that, he'll probably WhatsApp me tomorrow with an excuse that I didn't think of. But yeah, I just think it's rude, and it really annoys me that you take your time, not you take your time, you take your time out of your day, invest your money, and the least customers can do is get back to you and give you a yes or a no. That's the least they owe you. And I can understand that some people feel, some customers feel like they're offending you, and that, to be honest, it's more offensive when they don't tell you what's going on and just leave you hanging and don't know, and you're there thinking, well, is it a job? Is it not? I do follow up my quotes as well, but yeah, I just thought it might be worth pointing these things out, this little sort of spreadsheet, so you get an idea of what you're actually investing each time you go and look at a job, and maybe, I don't know, maybe use that spreadsheet, and over a certain amount, might think of charging. I don't know. I think we should charge, especially nowadays, because it just if you don't value your time, then the customer won't value it either. And believe me, customers are very good at wasting time for you. So yeah, um, let me know what your experience is, what you think of this idea, whether it's crazy or actually does make sense to you. Just yeah, or what experiences you've had with customers that actually use you for prices and then you never hear from them again. Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out. Anyway, I hope that's helped. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and yeah, have a great week next week. I'll speak. I'm getting tangled up over my tongue.